See, like yesterday, I remember what you said to me. I remember what you did to me. You don't really know what you meant to me. If we was meant to be, then. But nah, you just wanna and never give back. In all them years, I can never give back. Boys, over.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Taco Talk Tuesday. What's cracking? I'm Jeffrey here, y'all. We got tonight on the panel. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm King Orr.
Sparkle Hickey.
I'm about 10 pounds heavier, Bobby Ray.
All right, how was everybody's Thanksgiving? How was the weekend?
That was dope.
Did y'all do anything? Anybody go anywhere?
Yeah.
I went home.
4 people houses.
Home? Where'd you go? Where's home?
Ripley, Tennessee. It was amazing.
Ripley, Tennessee. That's where my favorite story was. Did you see, what was her name? Shauna Wright Carter?
Yes.
Did you see Shauna and the baby?
Ripley is on the map. I didn't see Shauna and the baby. They were low key this time, but you know.
Do you know who was it? Sky Hickey out there?
You know what?
I'm just asking.
King, did you go anywhere?
Okay.
No, I was here, but I house hopped, man. I went to like 4 people's houses, all
That's
for
what
different
you're
reasons. One for food, one for dessert, one for liquor.
How about you,
Dessert.
Bobby?
I shout out to Kirk Moore. I went to his house and ate up, man. He did
Hey,
a
Kirk.
wonderful job on everything. So yeah, I went over there and ate up his food. But I did bring a bottle of Gentleman Jack.
All right,
That
I
didn't
did
come
the
in.
same. I pretty much house hop. Everybody, all right, let's grab our shot glasses. Y'all know how we start. We actually got into conversation a little early. Cheers. King's first time on the show.
It is first time.
All right. So, y'all, we finished. Sparkle, you still sipping that shit?
It's a sipper.
Babysitting. All right. Well, we're going to get started. First thing tonight, you guys, we're going to talk about is a woman by the name of Jacqueline Blake. So Jacqueline, in case you guys don't know this story, I'm actually show y'all a great picture of her. Jacqueline is pissed.
She's
This-
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, as you can tell, this is a mugshot.
She's gonna get a modeling deal like O'Do, right?
So Jacqueline is pissed, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. So apparently, Jacqueline, she woke up Thanksgiving Day and found that her boyfriend? Yeah, her boyfriend had started eating dinner without her. Well, what did Jacqueline do? Jacqueline stabbed him, and now she is in jail.
Wow.
So this happened Thursday around 6:30 p.m. 911 got a call about a stabbing, and they said Blake, he was leaving the home. She was leaving the home after she did it. She said, "I stabbed him."
She was mad.
So is that just cause to stab somebody because they started cutting the turkey without you?
Turkey's serious business.
You know what? This is a woman after my own heart.
You know what I think? Maybe she wanted to stab him for something else, and she used that.
I was gonna say that too. I think
Yeah,
that's like
she was just like,
that was
There's
just the
a
final
lot of
straw.
shit that went on.
That's crazy.
I think when it's Thanksgiving Day, you wait all day. You set your appetite all day to eat. You wait on other people so that you can eat as a family and have that moment of congregation. She dozed off. She was feeling a little lightheaded. Her blood sugar was low. She dozed off.
Yeah, she was drunk.
Right, took a nap, and she woke up and found out that they ate without her. That's cause enough to
stab a
Stab
person.
him.
Stab somebody.
when your blood sugar is low, you cannot think straight. And I think that
So
we've
wait,
all
wait,
come
But you
wait.
thought
close.
enough to stab a person over the
Over
turkey?
the damn turkey.
I never have. I've played out the scene in
But
my head where I
you
wanted to.
would.
Justified that.
Yes.
You one of those people that I get irate when I'm hungry, but I don't get like
Hangry is a real condition.
I get irate when I'm hungry, but yeah, I'll never.
Not like that.
But you know, you could just go.
Never
fix
say
it.
what you won't
take
do.
Your
You
happy
can
ass,
sit,
go
I
fix
don't
a
even
plate.
mind you sitting at the table with an attitude all damn night.
Yeah, be mad. But
It's the principle. This is by this time they said it was 6:30. It'd be different if it was 3:00 in the afternoon. This woman haven't eaten all day.
So if it was 3
But
o'clock,
you know-
it wouldn't have been a stabbing. It just might have been a slight
Right?
smack.
He might have
No,
just got
but
slapped.
she went
Well, I
to
hate to
sleep.
be later. She might have shot
So
this
she
dude.
wasn't that damn
He was
hungry if she
supposed to
took a
stop.
nap.
Hey,
Her blood sugar was low. She passed out.
How crazy did it have to be like to wake up? Oh, buddy got it. He fucked it up. Like, oh yeah,
Right.
And she like, motherfucker.
It just
Right. He started eating the sweet potatoes without the little marshmallows, so everything was just
Yeah, I
normal.
know.
Sounds like a-
She must have cooked that shit.
It sounds like
She
a.
felt like
is.
I've been
That
in here
ain't no
on the
damn
stove
way
all
to
day.
spend the damn holiday.
It sounds like an episode of Tyler Perry.
But Jacqueline, she was a G. She said, "Showing up, I stabbed him." So
I mean,
she took responsibility.
yeah. So then she locked up for how are you in jail? Like who do you tell people in jail you stabbed your boy because
Right.
of turkey?
What you in for? That nigga ate the turkey.
All right, y'all. So moving along. Up next, Sasha and Malia Obama, they are in the news. Director of Communications for Republican Congressman named Elizabeth Lawton. She recently posted about Sasha Malia when President Obama was doing the pardon for the turkey that every president does. She was looking at the girls in the background. You know, they were, typical teenagers, just kind of standing there. To me, it looked perfectly fine. It didn't anything disrespectful, but she posted 2 different letters about the girls, and in one of them, I'm showing you guys, it says, Sasha Malia, I get both of you are in those awful teen years, but you're part of the first family. Try showing a little class, at least respect for the part you play. Then again, your mother and father don't respect their positions very much, or the nation for that matter. So I'm guessing you're coming a little short up on the good role model. Put that in quotes. Good role model department. Nevertheless, stretch yourself, rise to the occasion, act like being in the White House matters to you, dress like you deserve respect, not for the bar.
She wants them to rise to the occasion of a turkey pardoning. Like what the hell is she talking about?
Of a damn turkey party.
And I watched the video. They weren't doing that. They were just back there like, all right, this is stupid.
And I didn't see anything wrong with what they had on either.
Right. They had the whole bar, dressed like a bar thing, whatever. I found out that this chick who was like saying your teenage years rise to the occasion, at 17, she was stealing something out of some local department store. So it's
seriously?
like,
Wow.
how you gonna call these girls for standing in the back of this dumbass ceremony to be like, hey, you guys are lessening the position of
But I think
first
the
kids.
bigger thing also was that she called President Obama and the First Lady not to be good role models. for the
Right.
kid.
Right.
And I
No,
think,
you're
and,
right.
I get that
Overstepping.
everybody has an opinion and everybody's entitled to have an opinion.
Right.
But you work in government, so I feel like you should know what is appropriate to say in a public forum like Facebook and what is not, number one. And number two, I think that this is the catch-22 to President Obama trying to be so cool and down with the people, is that people are too often crossing the line. You know what I mean? Like he gets to this place to where you feel like he's one of us,
They've been
but he's
disrespecting
not.
from jump though.
Right.
But I feel like he kind of packaged himself and kind of sold his image as I'm one of you. I'm going to use slang and broken English to get my point across. And I think that comes across to people like, okay, well I can come at you the same way I come at
But he don't go at people like she just went left.
She went. Well, she didn't even go.
I mean, well, it's her opinion.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But she didn't even go at President Obama. She specifically went at the 2 girls.
Right.
And she, mentioned President Obama, but it was still directed at the girls, saying they didn't have a good role model. Almost saying y'all act like trash because you come from trash.
But I don't like this whole comparing thing. But when the Bush twins was drunk, ain't nobody come out and say all that crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
So
they
it's
probably did, but we didn't have Facebook back then, so it wasn't,
But at the same
memorialized
time, but it's
for
like,
infinity.
at least so you're not a good role model, or you don't have role model examples because you're bored.
because you don't want to be at this
yeah,
event.
it's stupid ass. That's just. I mean, I understand it's our
Pardoning
opinion,
a
but it's
damn
stupid.
turkey.
Right.
What is the lifespan
Why do
of
they
a
still
turkey?
have it?
I'm like, why do they still do that?
And they
what
were
is the
called
lifespan of a
mac
turkey?
and cheese. Like the whole thing
Yeah,
itself is
it's so
stupid.
stupid.
So it's
so
like,
stupid.
and you
But
just
I
went off
actually
on the
saw
left.
that. Yeah, it's not like a fun. The presidents, they hate doing that. I was
Right.
listening to Nicole Wallace, who used to work for George Bush. She said like it's the dumbest thing. The presidents themselves hate doing it. So even those little girls, they
Why
really
do
don't
they-
want to be.
it's
there.
just a
Yeah,
long
because they were
tradition.
made to be there.
It's just tradition.
They need to stop.
Yeah, you gotta.
Right.
It's just a waste of time. And then
Well,
this chick also messed up. She's pretty much a elevated secretary. Because apparently, whoever she was working for, the GOP dude, she messed around and tweeted something on his account that wasn't supposed to be on his account, and it went out everywhere, and then they had to delete it. So she's been messing up from jump. You know
Well,
what I'm
she
saying?
sent out, of course, as they always do, she sent out an apology. And she says, I want to take a moment and apologize for the post I made on Facebook earlier today judging Sasha and Malia Obama at the turkey pardoning ceremony. When I first posted on Facebook, I reacted to an article, quickly judged the 2 young ladies in a way I would never have wanted to be judged as myself as a teenager. She went on to say, blah, 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 blah. Furthermore, I'd like to apologize to all those who I hurt and offended with my words, and I pledge to learn and grow from this experience.
Shut up.
As you should, lady.
But don't they always do that? They
I don't even want
come
you. I
out
don't want
and
no apology.
apologize.
That's the PR move.
If I said some shit that it might offend some people and I meant it, I'm not apologizing for it. If that's what you mean, stand by. Apologize is more like a slap in the face than anything else.
I think that's more the politics side. They probably made her.
But you resigned. So
Yeah,
you already lost your job.
She just resigned as well.
She resigned, but I'm
Right.
sure she
Resigned.
forcefully
Resigned.
resigned.
Right.
I'm sure it wasn't voluntary.
They said, "Hey, you gotta go."
Come on, you can't. That's stupid, man.
All right, so
We don't accept your apology, lady.
moving along now, you guys. A story that's coming to light. So, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani, he recently sat down with Fox News Sunday, and he did an interview regarding the black communities, the state. I mean, come on, Fox News.
Fox
You already
and
guess where
Rudy.
this is gonna go. But he sat down. I'm gonna give you guys a little piece of that interview, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Question: do you think that blacks have a legitimate complaint about racial discrimination by police in their communities?
Yes, I do. I do believe that there is more interreaction and more unfair interreaction among police officers, white and black, in the black community than in the white community. And I think some of that responsibility is on the police department and on police departments to train their police officers better and to make their police departments much more diversified. But I think just as much, if not more, responsibility is on the black community to reduce the reason why the police officers are assigned in such large numbers to the black community. It's because blacks commit murder 8 times more per capita than any other group in our society. And when I assigned police officers with Commissioner Bratton and Commissioner Safer, we did it based on statistics.
Question: do you think that...
All right, you guys. So, what do you think?
Well, he's high.
I plead the
He's
fifth.
drunk.
You know, I have to say though, like initially starting listening to it, it started off
okay.
It started off, like I was like, okay, Rudy,
Started off
I'm with you. But then I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But you know, because he was also on Meet the Press with Eric Michael Dyson too, and they had this discussion before that, and he threw out this thing of that 90% of black people kill black people, like 90% of the murders are black on black or something like that. It's the high percentage on black crime. It's like 90%, and then but he didn't throw in that 84% of whites murder whites. Like all the murderers is 84%. It's like I'm fucking that up, but I know it's in that percentage. 90% is a high rate of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's saying that the cops are in there. But if it's the same percentage,
basically the same
for white people, why are they not there? Because later on he goes and says, if I didn't put people in Harlem, then it would have been a lot more blacks killing blacks. If he didn't put police in there.
I mean, I will say, people always give me a hard time about this because I have a different opinion. I will say, like, having close relatives that are like troopers and policemen and stuff, it's hard for policemen, but at the same time, the bad ones is not like they're fucked up. But I will say, I don't know what I'm saying, but I will say, I hear what he's saying though, like as far as black crime, and I'm not saying that other races don't have crime. I'm saying like as black people, I think we do need to police out like the ignorant shit, like just killing people because they step on a pair of Jordans, or killing people because you're in line for the Jordans and you didn't get none, so you rob somebody and kill them. Like I'm just saying stupid shit. Like
but he was saying all of that in comparison to why people are making a big deal over Darren Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Like he goes on to say, talk about more like you have 1% chance of getting shot by a cop. You're going to get shot. If you're a black man, there's more chance you're going to get shot by a black person than you will a cop.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's what he's going on
That's
to
what he's
say.
gonna say,
Yeah. So I'm like, first of all, how do y'all keep comparing what happened with a person who was sworn to protect with other criminals? If that's the case, you should charge that dude as a criminal, because that's the parallel. You keep saying why all these black on black killings going on, why y'all ain't upset about that. We have been upset.
Well, I mean, I think that's the bottom line. That's why he
things
hasn't
going
been
on.
charged as a criminal, because there are very few people who are stepping up to the plate to put themselves in positions that police officers do. And until you are in that position, you don't know what you would do. So it's easy to say you shouldn't have shot somebody or you didn't have to kill him, but you don't until you go out every day, like he was saying, in these neighborhoods where all you see is crime, all you see is people shooting, without thinking twice. like they're killing each other. They're killing people that they have known and grown up with without thinking twice about it. What makes you think they're gonna pause when they see you coming?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
So yeah, so I mean that's my only thing. Like everybody feels like they can say what somebody should or shouldn't have done, but these people are trained to act, not to act, not react.
But that's what they are. They're more reactive. They're not proactive in saying, if I'm going to be policing this black neighborhood, I should go to these communities, I should go to these churches, find out who these people are. The thing is that they're scared. Anytime, how you going to protect some people and you're scared? Until you go into the neighborhoods and start talking to them and finding out who they are, what's going on,
you say that because,
working with the community leaders.
The past few days since the verdict came out that Darren Wilson was not going to be indicted, there's been all these protests and a lot of things happened over the Thanksgiving weekend. I heard this one story where one police officer, because they had they were standing out there and they were in all that equipment and everything. He took off the equipment. He took off everything and just had his just shirt and his regular. I forgot his name.
Some cop.
But he said he was going to go out there because I live here. These are my people. I'm not going to go out here like I'm scared of them. Mm-hmm. Like he actually went out there and he didn't have all the protection.
Was he black or white?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I just very randomly. I caught a piece of the story. I listened to the news today.
They're ratcheting up everything. Like they get scared and let's get tanks. Why do they have tanks? You know what I'm saying? Like they got full-on tanks
so much going
in
on.
Ferguson.
But again, it's because it's supposed to be, I believe, peaceful protest is what people are asking for. Is even what the family's asking for.
Yeah.
But you have all
the family's not asking for that because the family said burn this bitch down.
The father, the father did say.
Who said that?
Stepfather said to protest in peace.
Yeah, I was about to say I knew they were.
That was
before
the verdict
that was
came
his statement after because Obama did a press conference and he repeated his statement.
Well, he was recorded off. Like in an unofficial, it wasn't an official. Off the record, saying burn this bitch down.
On Saturday, it was announced that Darren Wilson.
Yeah, I think it was his stepfather. I don't know what. Is it his real father or his?
I thought his real father said be peaceful, and the stepfather.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm getting them confused.
Well, Saturday it was announced that Darren is resigning from the police force. In his resignation letter, he wrote, he hopes that his resignation will allow the community to heal. What do you guys think of that?
I think, like somebody said on their Twitter, save your posters because next month we'll be protesting for somebody else.
That's true.
So whether it's a Darren Wilson,
a very good point that you said that. So are we now protesting because you have the situation with 12-year-old Tamir Rice?
I think it's a combination. I was looking at the protesters. They have a board, probably as big as this thing, of names, of a list of people that were killed by cops.
Right, and I think that Mayor Giuliani has a good point. Like he's been the mayor of New York for almost over a decade, right? Former mayor. So he's not just talking out the side of his neck. Like he has a point. He's seen upper class neighborhoods. He's seen impoverished neighborhoods, and he's not just pulling these numbers out the sky. I don't think he has a reason to skew the numbers.
He did not skew the numbers, but he didn't tell the whole story.
Right, I mean, but the reality of it.
If it's just as high of a crime rate in white neighborhoods, why are there
But it's not just as high of a crime rate in white neighborhoods.
It's hard to hear now because of what's going on with Darren Wilson and what happened with Tamir. Like it's just hard to hear.
I did the research on and the details of it, and it's real. It's shit's happening. Like we are killing each other, but I'm not saying like it's been happening in the past.
But we're talking about in a concentrated neighborhood. We're not talking
about. We've been rallying for that. We've been working on that. There's programs. There's communities that have been doing.
Black people don't even want to live in black neighborhoods. So,
but it gotta be from. I think it has to be from both sides. Like black people gotta chill. We gotta chill, and policemen have to chill. And like everybody
policemen don't have to chill. Like, that's what people need to understand. Policemen can shoot you. That's what they're there for. If you're robbing a store,
they just shoot you.
If you're robbing a store, if you're intimidating people, they can shoot you.
If you're doing an actual crime, and there's steps before you get to the point, they're only supposed to shoot if they fear for their life.
They can shoot you. With that, if you do, this is the thing. The law is written to protect policemen. So if you do anything, like last week we got into it, people were saying they would, if a cop hits them a certain way, they're going to hit them back. I'm like, you can't do that because that gives them legitimate argument in court to say, hey, I was in danger. You punched. I thought you were going for my gun, so I shot him. Like I'm saying, live to see another day.
I have a hard
And
time.
if your black son gets to 12 or 18 and doesn't know this, then there's something wrong.
Right.
If you feel like you can buck up to a police
But is
officer,
it just
that's a serious
Because
problem.
now, even in schools, they're taking so much out, like from African American history. Like I feel like literally kids, all they know is Martin Luther King, maybe Rosa Parks,
And Waka Flocka.
now President Obama.
You're not-
So they feel like these kids, because again, the folks that are parents now, the people that are birthing these kids are young. They're our generation,
and that's on them.
And they're not
That's not
teaching
an
their
excuse, that's on
kids
them.
like what's going on. So all these kids know is they just sitting around like, why y'all so mad still? Like we got a black president. They don't understand what's going on in the world. It's true. Like
Yeah,
we
we
did a story
can't
in
wait for a
Minnesota
system
where
that's
they were
never
taking
been set
history
for us.
out of the books.
Yeah, they're not. Listen,
Well-
they're not teaching. They've never been teaching that for real.
I mean, I don't even think it has to be that global because when I was in middle school, I didn't know what was going on in the world. When the Rodney King case was going on, I didn't know.
I knew, but
I
didn't
mean,
understand.
I didn't know when they were
understand.
talking about Natasha Harlings and all these people that were getting shot in LA at the time. I had no clue. I was in my own world, but I knew how to conduct myself in public. I knew how to talk to adults. I knew how to be
And
respectful
that's
to
respect.
And
authority.
again, I don't know.
Exactly.
So it doesn't have to
But-
be a global. Just teach your kids how to act.
This is what I'm saying. And
It's-
to taking what you said, Sparkle, I don't at all think that Mike Brown or Tamir or even Trayvon Martin, none of them kids should be dead. But I saw the videos, and I'm not showing the Tamir video just because I don't feel like we need to show little boy getting shot. But Tamir, in the footage they showed, he was standing in that park with that gun, waving it at people.
That shit
Scaring
look-
people.
That shit
It looks
looks
real.
scary.
And he's
Again,
12.
I
It's
don't
not like
think
he's 4 or
and
5.
He wasn't like a small 12-year-old. And again, I do not believe
Right.
that this little boy should be dead at all.
But that
I don't think he
Tamir
should
But
be
case-
dead.
to see that behavior, like where did he learn that from? Where did that come from? That he thought that was
Movies
okay?
and
And why
What
isn't
little
anybody
rap
telling
videos?
him this is not okay?
When did it become a thing that little boys have always played with guns? They've always played with guns. And
But-
if you thought the little boy was a
And
grown
little
man,
black boys have always been getting killed unjustly.
of course, yeah. And
So at some point,
but even-
at some
equalize.
point,
Listen, even before
Any kid played with all boys had a gun. And cowboys
But-
were
yeah,
all
but
across
true,
the
that's
street.
true.
And
but if
Ohio
you're in the
if you
hood,
thought-
if you're in the hood and your little 12-year-old, because 12 is not that little,
pose a
but your
question.
12-year-old
I'm gonna pose a
son
question.
is
So
playing
I'm
with a
gonna-
gun at the public park, you gonna think that's
Sparkle,
okay.
Sparkle
If you
and
saw-
King, I'm gonna
wait.
give both you guys a question. I asked it last week. King, you can answer first. If you were at that park and you saw that 12-year-old boy with that gun, as
That
he
he
did,
tore- that he tore
that
the
he took
orange
the orange dot off, so
safety
you
thing
know
off.
it's fake, and you saw that
tore it
gun
off.
the way he was in that video, just you,
And the way he
how
was
would you
acting.
react?
I used
How would you
to. I
react?
used to work with at-risk.
No.
youth. So
No,
yes,
no.
I would
How
be
would
like,
you-
hey, what's going on? What you doing?
You would approach. So you would approach him.
I would holler at him like,
Okay,
hey, you got
you
a
would
real gun?
approach him.
Yeah, I'd
But
holler
you
at him.
would
Why
have
not?
been
Sparkle-
cautious about
How
it.
would you
Yeah,
have
very
reacted,
cautious
Sparkle?
about it.
I would have ran and probably been screaming for my life.
Exactly.
But
See, that's the thing.
12-year-old,
Time out,
he's-
time out, time out, time out,
And
time
so
out,
you
time
know
out,
how many
time out,
12-year-olds
time
are killing
out.
their teachers?
No,
Going to school,
Time
blowing
out.
people's
Time
brains
out.
out?
12-year-old, there's gang members that are killing each other right now at 12
Right.
years old.
People
But
are getting
the same time,
inducted into
look
gangs
the,
at 12.
the video, he has on like a hoodie with the Scully cap
Like, yeah,
pulled up,
it's-
and he's
come on,
like,
you saw
like
the
he's a
video.
gangster.
I have seen a
And-
video. He's playing in his
Like,
own
you
little
don't know if
world,
he's 12,
doing
though.
his own. He's doing his thing.
King,
And then you're in
no,
Ohio. It's an
no,
open carry
King.
state in Ohio.
But this
You
is
said-
but this
I'm
is
a-
King
Ohio is an
represents-
open carry state. You
I
can
King
carry a gun
represents-
out in the open. So if you thought this little boy was a grown ass man, you should have been like, "Hey,
It doesn't
can I
matter
see your
if he's
papers?"
grown. It doesn't
But it's an
matter if
open
he's
carry.
So you
grown.
gonna
It
walk up to a
does.
grown man who's
It is.
pointing
I'm
a
talking about
gun
the
at
cop.
people?
I'm talking
It doesn't
about
matter
for
if
him
you
to
put-
shoot
But I'm talking about you.
No,
If
if
you're
I know it's a kid, 'cause I'm pretty
This
sure I
is
can
the
find a
thing.
12-year-old kid.
But
from-
He had a hoodie on him. He had a hoodie and a hat.
Well,
wasn't
this
that
is,
big.
but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
represents
Wasn't
the
that big
level
of a
of
kid.
delusion that
Hang
is
on,
overcoming our entire
Look,
community.
look. Regardless, if you're 30, if you're 18, if you're 12, if you're 5, if you have a gun and you're threatening other people, innocent people's lives, and you're pointing at people, waving it, and you're acting like you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You're probably gonna get shot because
Right.
you can't be like, oh, he's 12. I'm not gonna shoot him. I'm like,
Right, let me go and have a civilized conversation.
Y'all, I don't believe for one
I
second
remember
that
working- I
that
remember
little boy
vividly.
should be dead. However,
don't think
again,
he should be
I
dead, but-
saw the video, and he wasn't. Can you say like he was in his own world playing? No, he was not playing. He was purposely scaring
people. It's
with
like he
that
was
gun.
acting like
he was
like
purposely
insinuating
scaring
like
people.
I'm a gangster
Yeah.
or something.
And
like,
so,
I'm tough.
and so it's what I'm trying to figure out. Where are y'all going with?
I was just like, you know,
Okay,
okay, I
I'm
would go back to
going.
even with okay.
With- I mean,
Trayvon. How old was Trayvon?
Are we
17.
He was
saying
17. So I feel as though at that point when that happened, every parent who had a young black male as a child, be it them 6 months, 6 years old, 12 years old to me, 28 years old, that your parent, somebody should have at that point let you know, look, you can't be running around doing stupid shit because there's stupid people in this world that are just not gonna think, and somebody might shoot you.
Yeah, I mean, you always
I
have
mean,
to be
but I
brought
don't
over
think
like
it has
with
to be
that, but-
stupid people. Like anybody who thinks you have a real have a real gun is going to use their
Exactly.
real gun.
Exactly.
If
It doesn't
I had a
matter your
gun,
age.
I would have shot him.
It
If
doesn't
I had a
matter
gun,
your
I
age.
would have shot Mike Brown.
So-
if I had a gun, I would. I mean, like it doesn't.
Well,
You don't
okay,
have
let me
to
ask
be
you this. Let me
stupid
ask you this.
to
Let
defend
me ask you
yourself.
this. Let me ask you this.
King,
At what
what you
age?
feel
At
when
what
you
age
feel-
can I? At what age when someone has a gun, you're in a park. At what age do you say, okay, he looks 16 and a half. I ain't gonna.
Right, you sitting here trying to analyze why
he
somebody's
look-
pointing a
he
gun
look
at people.
21, so
Well, let
you know-
me see. He
you
looks
know-
like he came from a
you know a
broken
little boy
home.
when you see a little
Yeah,
boy
he
with
like a
gun.
broken home, but he's pointing the gun.
No,
at me,
you
but
know a
he's
little
11,
boy. You know a little boy when you
Nah,
see a
he's
little boy. You know a little boy. I've worked with these kids for at
So
least
those-
10
know them.
years.
I work with
You
kids
know
too,
them.
And you know a little
and-
boy when you see a little
and I see
boy.
12-year-olds that look exactly like you.
And
So
there's 3-year-olds that have killed themselves with you. Anybody can
Right.
pull a trigger.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
it's 8-year-olds bringing guns to
If they
school.
want a gun at you,
Like,
I'm
you
sure
gonna
of
shoot
that,
him.
but with the situation of Tamir, because it's almost like we're validating why he got shot.
I'm saying he put him. I'm saying he.
I'm
It
saying
was
it
a
could
bad
have been prevented.
situation.
Yeah,
It's a
it
bad
was very
situation.
I
preventable.
think it could have been prevented.
If
It was
you're,
very
again, if you're an
preventable.
officer of the law, I thought you're
I
trying to
would've shot him.
escalate
Okay,
the
so how about this?
situation.
At the same
2 seconds
time-
after he
And
hopped
he
out
did.
that car,
How about what?
he shot this
What
boy.
about this then? Okay, I say fear is relative. What might intimidate and scare you might be different for us. So how you say I would approach the boy and that you're not scared. However, if I see somebody with a gun waving around, that's gonna scare me.
That's what I'm saying. The
So
law,
somebody,
as
but
a
you
cop,
know when it's a
as a
little
cop, it's written in the
kid.
law.
So
at
little
his
kids won't
discretion.
kill. A little kid won't kill you.
It's at the cop's
you know how to
discretion.
be like,
Well,
hey,
even worse,
you need
okay,
to put
okay,
that down.
even worse,
You
a
can
little
holler at
kid-
these kids.
So you gonna sit here and try to have a conversation with somebody who's pointing a gun
I
at
know
you?
if he's playing. If I know
In
it
Cleveland?
looked
You
like
don't
he
know
was
if
doing
he's
didn't know
playing,
he
but you
was
don't know
playing.
if
You
he's
saw
playing.
it.
hoodie up. He's a little boy. Look at his
So that's funny to you. Hoodie up with
It's
a
not
gun.
funny,
You
but
in
it's
the
a little
hood.
boy.
Okay. How
You know
about
he's
this? Okay,
playing.
even if
And little
let's
boys in
put
the
it
same
this
neighborhood are
perspective.
shooting people.
Exactly.
Sparkle
In
and King, I
Cleveland.
would put it
It's
in this
rough.
perspective. Let's say that the young man was playing, whether it was Tamir or some other boy, he was playing. He's sitting there talking about, I'm playing. How many times have you heard of situations where someone has been killed by a gun because it went off
I have.
accidentally?
I have,
Because an accident happened. Like, again, the gun, the orange little
The
tag
tip
on the
was
tip
off.
was
Took it
off.
off.
So, okay, you can approach this boy and he might say, yeah, I'm playing. Pow, the gun goes off on accident. So you telling me?
But my thing is, whether you playing or not, when you see a
I'm
police,
pulling-
again, it goes back to the way you're reared. When you see a police officer pull up,
Right.
have some
Have
decency
some, yeah.
to approach him with some respect. If you still
Right.
waving, if
'Cause
you still
I don't
quote unquote
believe-
playing when a police officer is pulling up, then you gonna get shot.
He
Black,
went up
white,
and did not
blue,
try to
green.
de-escalate any situation at all in an open carry state where it's
Again,
legal for you to have a gun
again
out
at
in
12,
the open.
again at
That's
12,
what makes
but
it
at
even
12
more
years
terrifying
old,
to me.
It's legal for
So,
you to have
King,
a
the
gun
fact
out in
that
the
it's
open,
legal now,
and
I'm
you're
but
sure-
it's not
cop.
legal for you to pull a gun on a cop.
You're a cop.
How about
and
this?
pointed at
King?
people. Open carry does not mean you can wave a gun.
You're a
at
cop.
somebody.
You're supposed to be able to do
But
that.
Brandon-
De-escalate
Brandon-
that
But what
situation
about
as
this?
a cop.
So
That is
you
in your
say
training.
Ohio is an
That's
open
not in
carry
your
state.
training.
King, can you tell me?
Like I know police
situation?
officers, yes, and they are trained to shoot if somebody pulls a gun
How about
at
this?
them.
At their
Like that's
discretion.
their immediate training.
Well, that's fucked
It's
up.
at their
At
discretion.
12, like why
Oh.
you keep saying 12 like he's
Because you
2?
see his face.
Like
He's a
12 years
little
old is
boy.
old enough to 12-year-olds are
little
murdering
boy.
people all over the globe.
Okay,
it's not
so
Hebrew.
if you do know them, what are the laws or rules behind the open carry law? Because I'm sure somewhere
You can
in
ask.
there.
You can ask for the paperwork.
But
you
no,
can
no,
ask to see
this-
that shit.
And why
All I'm
you
saying-
asking
all
for
I'm saying-
paperwork, you
this is the only
shot.
thing I'm saying is I'm sure that it is not legal for a 12-year-old
To have a gun.
Exactly.
And I'm
It's
sure,
not legal
I'm
for
sure-
anybody to
and I'm
wave a
sure
gun
that
at
it
a
is not
cop.
legal to just wave it.
It
yes.
is not. I'm saying,
you-
but if you thought this was a grown man, because I obviously did when you hopped out the
If
car.
you thought it
just
was a
shot
grown
at
man, I'm not about to sit here and have a conversation
If
with
you
you.
a
If
cop
you
and
see
you
me
know
pull
it's-
up in
if you
police
cop and you know it's a
attire
kid.
and you're still waving a gun, you want to
It's-
get
yeah.
shot.
So this is
End
the
of
thing,
story.
though. This thing, the Tamir case. It just happened. With that, it's a lot still we're dealing with from the Mike Brown situation, still even from Trayvon situation. So we've seen the footage. If you haven't seen it, it's out there for you to see it.
Well, I feel like
I said,
people are
thing.
trying to
One
clump
more
them
thing.
together, and I feel
You
like the
can't.
Trayvon situation is different because we're not talking about a police officer.
can't-
We're
look.
talking about police brutality.
Right.
George Zimmerman was a psycho. Like we
Look.
can't just clump
Let
every
me just
black
say one
boy that
thing.
gets
Let me
killed
just-
into one
I'm
big
just gonna
pile.
Thing.
Okay.
You cannot, regardless. black, white, whatever kind of state it is, you can. That's called brandishing. You can't point it don't matter if open carry means you have a gun holstered and it's open. You can see. Okay,
I'm sure open carry is somewhat just to protect
that's just
yourself.
like you can have a shit. I can't even think. But anyway, you got the
Holster.
little belt with holster and you got your gun holster. That's open carry. You can have it open to the public and see.
Right.
That doesn't mean
You can
you
wave
can
it
wave it around at people because that right there is gonna get you a reaction.
It's gonna get you
Yeah.
shot,
It's a
yeah,
threat.
regardless.
I'm
Exactly.
gonna
Charged
say
with
I
that.
don't believe that this little boy should,
should not be dead.
And
Yeah, I
King,
agree.
I'm not gonna say
Should not
that
be dead.
I'm not gonna say anybody is wrong in their opinion. 'Cause
I am.
It's okay to
You're
disagree.
wrong. No,
Not at
No,
all.
it's okay to
Not at all.
disagree. We have our own opinion, so that's what we're talking about. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move along from this topic.
No.
So
No.
now, back in the news, you guys. So Ray Rice is back in the news. More so, Janae Rice is back in the news. But you guys know recently, Ray Rice, his suspension was lifted by the NFL. Janae, she sat down with Matt Lauer from the Today Show and did an interview. So I'm going to play you guys a little bit of that.
And did anyone at the Ravens say, Janae, it would be really good if you issue some kind of an apology?
They suggested it, yes.
Did they come up with the wording?
No, not specifically. They basically gave us a general script. I do deeply regret the role that I played in the incident that night.
That really started it.
Yes. And that was frustrating for me because obviously people took it as, I'm taking light off of what Ray did. In no way.
Or you're giving him an excuse.
Yeah, no,
You're
I
in
was
denial.
Yeah,
Right,
no, not
right.
at all. I was basically not doing what I was told, but at the same time, I didn't think it was completely wrong for me to apologize because at the end of the day, I got arrested too. So I did something wrong too. Not taking any light off of what Ray did because I agree with everybody else. It was wrong.
And did any...
All right, you guys. So what do you think about Janae's apology once again? Because this is the second time she didn't sit here and apologize.
I mean, poor baby,
Shouldn't
she's just so
apologize.
slow.
She seems kind of off. I hate to say it.
I mean-
you said it, but I'm agreeing, but I'm not agreeing. I don't want to call it
Didn't
slow.
she say it was God's plan for this to
It
happen?
was God's plan. Did you see that shit?
She must have hit her head
It was
really hard on that
God's
damn
plan
elevator.
for her to be knocked out in a damn elevator.
I really
And she
wish
sat
they
there
would-
proudly and said,
I
got arrested too, so clearly I did something wrong." Like,
They
I
gotta
mean,
keep
this
them out of it. They
baby-
gotta keep her. They gotta just let it go. They gotta
Tell her
keep
to
her
stop
out of
talking.
it.
Just let it go. Like, just let the story just
she's
die
trying- what she's
down.
trying
This
to do-
woman is married to this man. She's gonna be getting beat for the rest of her life. So
I
we
hope
just
not.
gotta
I hope
move
not.
and
on.
she said in the statement,
Oh, she gonna get her ass
she
beat
said
a couple
something
more
about,
times.
well, this is something that's happening every
You don't think
day.
so? You don't think he gonna hit her again?
Nah.
But did y'all hear when she's like, "This is something that's happening every day," and then
Right.
she went on to clarify, like, "Well, I don't mean happening to me every day. No, you told on yourself. You
Right.
gotta prove
This
it.
wasn't the
And she
first
went
time it
out.
happened, and it ain't the last.
They
Like
probably
he
both
was
was-
too
it
They've
calm.
probably both been hitting each
It
other.
absolutely was not
Right.
the first. Like he walked off the elevator too calm
He
for this to
looked
be
at her like, "Damn, again."
right. Like you read convincing me.
But that's us looking. You don't really know.
He
for
looked
a
at her
fact.
like, oh shit. I just
Please,
speculate
I know
her
human
out.
behavior.
I just
Nah,
again,
too.
I'm a
body language
communication
was like-
major. Yeah, exactly. That
For me,
body
you-
language was like, here we go
So you're
again.
100% right.
So how about this?
I don't
Do
know
you think
about
that the story
Yeah.
will
Again.
die? Okay, because for Ray Rice, the big thing is he got his suspension overturned, so he's eligible to be back in the NFL.
Right.
But the story,
I think
I
that's
feel like
fair.
it
She
won't
should be.
die because she won't shut her
won't
ass
shut
up.
up.
What she's trying to do is she's trying to take all of that attention off of him.
True.
And
They
put it
trying
on
to
her.
spin it.
But it's just making it
he
worse.
can go and play. Yeah,
Right.
but she just thinks she don't have the right PR person or something's going on because when she's talking, you're
ain't
just
got
like, oh my gosh.
But she ain't got the
seems
right.
kinda-
But
sense.
it's
I'd
like,
rather her
somebody want
say,
them crazy
yeah,
people to
I'd
do.
rather her. I mean, I don't know. It's so many different other quote unquote stories that she could have said, but
I just wish they would let it
I'm not
go.
buying
They
it.
keep saying they want to move on. Well, okay. Stop
Well,
talking.
it's only popped back up
Move
because-
on.
My question is, how do you want to move on when you keep doing these damn interviews sitting there?
It
Like
only
that.
popped back
Yeah.
up because he's getting reinstated. That's
True.
why it popped
Right,
back
because
up.
he's getting
They
reinstated.
trying to do
Well,
smooth
It's
it
gonna,
over,
it's
but
gonna
that was
okay,
weird.
so
and they're
again,
gonna
people-
capitalize off of this because he ain't
Exactly.
worked all year. So he's like, she's probably getting paid for these interviews.
Right.
She's probably
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get a
yeah.
couple book deals or something out of
Exactly.
it. So she's
Lifetime
getting paid
movie.
for it. They've been out of work
Lifetime
for a year.
Casket by.
right.
Lifetime movie. Who
You
gonna
know,
play? Who
But
gonna play Ray
look,
Rice?
no, because okay, so how about this? And I hate to bring this up because I feel like we kind of let this go with Rihanna and Chris Brown. I don't remember. I remember Rihanna doing that one interview. Was it with
It was with
Oprah
Oprah.
or with?
And it was a hot
She
man.
did that interview with
was a hot
Oprah.
man.
But after that, did she keep sitting her ass down talking about it? Is she still posting
She
on
said she wanna
social
move
media
on.
about it
No.
since the Ray Rice shit?
But
has
they're
come
not
out?
still together. I mean, they weren't.
back-
They
okay,
made
they
a
were back-
public
they
breakup.
were.
But I think because she not only is still with him, but she went ahead and made the decision to marry him. That this is her trying to be okay with her decisions. And Rihanna was also a celebrity, so she had no choice but to just let it. It ain't too much that you can say in a situation like this to make.
But Rihanna got millions; she can let it go.
My thing
But
is like
Janae, she broke.
The thing was,
like,
it wasn't.
She gotta stay.
That went down 4 months before we
figured
it out.
Yes, that's the funny part. So Janae even said, she came out finally said, the NFL they knew about it, blah blah blah. They didn't speak about it until
they knew it was domestic violence. They didn't know to the extent.
They wanted the breast.
No, they knew about the. She said they knew about the tape.
Yeah, they knew about
everything.
They knew about everything. It didn't come until TMZ broke the damn story.
Well, it's because it went public, and now it's went public. People got to be
reckless. Had they got ahead of it, they had a chance to get ahead of that shit before it even.
They should have known if there was a tape. They might have.
The NFL fucked it up. Roger, resign, please. But he won't. I mean, he made.
They fine.
All right. So from that, we're gonna move on to something.
Pray for her.
Right. So it's not domestic violence, but it's still slight assault that we're moving on to. So Kendall Jenner, she recently did a post on YouTube. She did a YouTube video parodying the Mean Girls movie. She did a burn book in which things she hears about herself. So I'm gonna play that for you guys real quick.
Kendall Jenner will never be a real model. Kendall Jenner is a spoiled brat. Kendall Jenner is ugly, evil, and greedy. Kendall Jenner's face and walk are so boring. Kendall Jenner is gorgeous. Too bad she's one of the richest, prettiest, talentless people ever. Why is she a runway model? She has a link to her Twitter in her bio. This girl cannot be in high fashion. She's ugly. She's nothing special. She's like 12. She sucks at life. She's a bitch. She's such a bitch. She couldn't do this without her family.
Right. So, listen, I've never followed the Kardashians. I only see shit when it pops up as a headline for them. Mm-hmm. I didn't know shit about Kendall Jenner. I've seen her pop up, like that she's doing a runway or whatever. I like this. And now it makes me like her. I don't know anything about her, but I like her.
So she's a little girl, and she, how old is she? Like 17?
She's 19. She's 19.
I think she's 19. Or she's about to turn 19.
The other one's 17.
Oh, okay. So she's getting all this cyber bullying going on, and she chose to do something about it. I can respect it. I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? If that's how you feel, she out here making money.
You know what my favorite part was? When they, in the video, when they called her ugly, she cut the music and everything and just looked at the camera. She was beautiful.
They're all gorgeous. They're a beautiful family.
Look, this is too young for me, but I'm just going to say, she pretty.
You need
nice.
to stay.
So I know she's young, but I'm just saying, if she was 25, come on now, come on.
That's still too young for you.
I don't care. Hey, I'm 26.
She's
cute. 27. People.
Anyways, yeah, she is a beautiful girl.
She's nice.
It's funny though because it's a lot of.
She's a model.
The Kardashians ain't got the Kardashian booty.
A lot of the internet bullying is going on, but that's just how she feels.
I feel like with this social media, man, people have grown balls that they've never had before.
Right, absolutely.
Sitting behind this internet, and don't nobody know where they are.
Yeah,
and they can say whatever they want to, and now with Twitter, they can reach out.
Now, don't get me wrong. When we were growing up, we used to jump on each other, and people used to go back and forth. And I feel like our generation has a thicker skin than the next generation. But it
wasn't all the time. Like when we left school, we left all that shit back.
Right, every time you pick up your phone,
they get on the internet, on the phone, they catching all of that.
But yeah, so I think that stuff like this, just reminding people that you don't have to be fazed by every little thing that somebody says about you. It's a good message.
She turned a negative into a positive. She's making dollars off.
Yeah, and I think that the Kardashian Jenner clan kind of has accepted their type of celebrity. Yeah, and their type of celebrity. You're famous for nothing.
She only made it because of her family. Why is that a bad thing? I wish my family was.
Right, I wish my family.
Well, because when you're trying to have an actual career,
I wouldn't be shooting out of my apartment if my family had it in the studio right now.
But she, if you watch some of the shows she's been in, she actually has some talent.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. When you're trying to do something besides be a socialite or just be a reality show star, it's harder to. And you guys know this being in entertainment, it's harder to break into other types of entertainment when you're known for one thing.
Right.
So
you're right.
Yeah,
they try to limit you.
She's beautiful.
Kendall,
more powerful.
We salute you.
Yeah, do you think?
Kendall, right. I'm a little older, but if you're ever just
he's way older.
All right, so moving on to the next topic, you guys. So this is the last
sugar
one right
daddy.
Here. So we're going back to the shooting, stabbing, robbing, killing situation. So this guy, Adric White, is in the news, and Adric was shot 5 times after he allegedly tried to hold up a Family Dollar store in Mobile, Alabama.
He was in an act of robbing somebody
earlier this month. So the story is that
he was playing in the playground.
He was allegedly actively robbing the store, holding them up at gunpoint when another customer in the store saw what was going on and shot him. Now, the situation becomes a big deal because the family of Adric is upset. They released a statement saying that if the customer's life was in danger, if the customer's life was not in danger, if no one had a gun up to him, if no one pointed a gun at him, what gives him the right to think it's okay to just shoot someone? So that's the family defending Adric. This is Adric's mugshot.
Did they retract that statement?
I
didn't know if that.
And how old was Adric?
Statement is.
He's 18.
And how long had he been out of jail?
Oh, I don't know.
He was in jail for the same thing.
He a month before he had just robbed something else, or whatever.
At gunpoint.
And he was at
gunpoint. The family
a month before.
They're irate that he was shot 5 damn.
He's still alive.
First of all, what did
He's still alive.
They had to shoot him with a 22.
Yeah, what did they shoot him with? Or he just had horrible aim.
Or something. Yeah, they shot him with like a 22.
It was like all these grazes, like just
okay.
Nah.
And so they were like, "Listen,
first off, second
you
off,
see this crime go down,
can't-
leave." That's what his family just said.
No,
right. They said, "Oh, you
Right.
so Adric is supposed
Not
to
even
say,
why are you here?
"Oh, customer,
Leave."
you can leave."
Right.
And I'm holding these
Right.
guns
Right.
at
It's
gunpoint.
like you're excused.
Right.
You're excused. It's just
Come on, he'd have tried to walk out that door.
he would have been like, "Oh no, you ain't gonna be no witness."
What
I'm gonna shoot
what
you
the
too.
good Samaritan said was that once he pulled out his gun, he turned to pull it or turn the gun on
Yeah,
him,
right.
Which is when he started firing off on him.
Yeah,
And
he
I would
said
have
that.
too. Like if you got a gun pulled out of
Who
somebody
wouldn't
else,
have?
I don't know what the fuck
You're
you like.
robbing-
You gonna shoot him? Or you gonna shoot me?
You're
Fuck
in the
that.
action of robbing
I'ma
a
shoot
store.
you.
You are actually, I
Armed
physically see
robbery.
you robbing these people, saying, "Give me your fucking money," allegedly.
Right.
Give me your money.
I'm
It's how-
trying.
so you-
And this is why it becomes more difficult for us to stand up and
That's
protest
right.
other situations
Right.
because until we can turn the mirror around on ourselves
That's what
and
I'm saying,
say
we gotta chill.
something needs to
Shit like this
change,
gotta change.
how
People
dare
have been
you?
doing
How
that.
dare? No, they haven't.
They have been.
No,
There's
they haven't.
been many protests. People just don't look for it. They don't know about it. The media doesn't advertise it or put it out there.
But
like they do
protests not
everything
gonna
else.
do
And
shit.
there have
I'm not
been
talking
no
about
protests
There are
about
programs in your community right now. I used to work in them. United Way has a bunch of programs that are geared toward at-risk youth. We just don't talk about it. We don't go and look them out because the media ain't putting it out there. There are programs. There have been people that
Where you
meet the
say they
social
are?
media.
Where you say they are?
United Way has a bunch of programs that they list off.
Well, I mean, I
Like
do
Club,
agree with that, but
YMCA,
I think that that's a
church
passive
facilities.
approach. Whereas
Yeah,
if you're
proactive, if you're proactive,
no,
and
but
telling
it's
these
still,
kids,
but
these kids
having
early.
a program and protesting, going up and down, marching up and down the streets for a cause are two different
Protesting
types
is
of
the
approaches.
protesting is the reactive version.
Protesting
That's
is
active.
yeah,
And
it's a
we're reacting
proactive.
to it.
It's a
If we're
proactive
the proactive
approach.
version,
If you're
it's to
just going to
get to
have a
these kids.
program,
So you're
that's to
saying
me is
that
passive.
protests don't work?
I don't.
I think they get more
I think they
attention.
get more
Yeah, I
attention.
don't think they work.
But
They
the
draw
work
attention
comes
to
in
it.
after the
After
protest. You
like
gotta,
even with the
when you-
whole with the
Right.
Black
With the protest,
Friday
you
thing,
gotta
like
do it.
the whole everybody was like, you
Oh,
know,
my
boycott
God, I was
Black
just
Friday
about to bring
joint.
it up.
It's like okay, if you do it for one day, it's one thing. But
Well, this was
the
my
bus
question.
boycotts
So
were 11
this-
months before something
King,
changed.
I'm very glad you brought that up. So this was my question with the Black Friday thing. We were supposed to protest Black Friday, not go shopping and all that. Okay, so my question, and it was not even being like funny, like just really asking. So I protest, but then what? I didn't see
Exactly.
any instructions.
And
For,
then
okay,
what?
if I'm not going shopping, what am I supposed to do? Because I know several
Instead.
people that didn't. They protested, but they stayed their ass in the bed and just slept.
Right.
Like it was no instruction for. Okay, what are we supposed to
they
do?
said that
Right.
the rest of
We're
that
not protesting.
the rest of that instruction was to find and they listed
black
off
a black store-
businesses
black
to go
business to
and
support.
and
And with
support.
that,
And
okay,
they
what's
listed
even
off
after
all
that?
It's wait. So the way I heard it was we are protesting Black Friday, period. But going find black businesses. So we're still doing Black Friday, but
just
it was just like
supporting
mixed
our
messaging.
They're
no
redistributing.
structure.
They're redistributing
Right.
the power of the black dollar, like putting it into black businesses. But at the same time, even after that, what the
Well,
fuck
shit,
after
if you
that?
rioting your black businesses, you ain't putting money back in nothing.
It's
And that's
gotta
what they
be-
doing
but
in
what's
Texas,
after
and
that?
they
What's
riot.
after that?
It's got to be a more than one day thing. I put that on my Facebook. Like
Yeah,
I said,
I
with the
agree.
bus boycotts, they started it and they held on to it until 11 months afterwards before it actually happened. We're in a generation with 6-second videos. We're not watching anything that's 7 minutes long on YouTube. You expect
Y'all
us,
better watch
like,
Taco
are we
Talk
really?
Tuesday. We long with
Are
6
you? Are we
minutes.
really really expecting all of us to not shop for 12 months if
Right.
it takes that long? You know what I'm saying?
Can I just
Like,
say one more thing about?
I just don't think they're
Aldrich?
dedicated. That cat's crazy.
Just to say something, like you can't start a robbery and then be that.
Shit.
And you can't start a robbery then be like, hey, time out, hey, time out. Wait a minute, no,
Right.
you can't do that.
That's like starting a fight and losing it.
Side note,
You can't put
any of
yourself in that
y'all
position and
pay
then whatever.
attention- I'm sorry, did y'all pay attention to the Jill Scott posted on her social media, Instagram or Facebook, one of the two, the meaning behind Black Friday, and she was completely wrong with all of that shit.
Is that with the
The
whole
slave market stuff.
the slave?
Yes, the slave market. Yeah.
Yeah, people always coming
They
up
on
with
social media
dumb
went
stuff
in
like that, like
on
trying to
her.
tie everything back to slavery.
I
and
couldn't
I'm
find
just
any like base.
Listen,
I couldn't.
type-
I tried to go and research that. I couldn't. I need to
It's
do
so
more.
funny. I saw. I don't know if it's true or not, but one thing I did see was that Black Friday actually comes from. On Black Friday, most people, that's when you get paid because of the holiday. You get paid that day because your bank account is black and it's not in the red.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I thought the
more
Black
businesses-
Friday.
I don't know if the businesses
businesses
get out of the
get out of the
red.
red and
Yeah, I
into
hear
the
it
black.
has more to do. People keep saying, "Oh, because it's Black Friday has to do with a race thing from way back when," but no, it has to do with a monetary situation.
I have not been able to find that connection, and I saw that posted on a couple. You know, when you
Right.
Facebook, people just post shit up. They don't even
post
check.
shit.
it.
It has
They
nothing to do
find-
with
I've
I've
been
been
trying to find
I've been trying to find the source behind it, so I don't know how true or false that.
Right.
It's completely false.
That's what's going on. All right, y'all. So that's it for Hot Topics right now. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with viewer questions.
Everybody is on. Shots, 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 shots. Everybody! Shots, 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 shots. Everybody.
All right, you guys. So we are back. You like
Hey.
a little commercial sparkle?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I'm still thinking about the.
So you guys, we're going to go in with our viewer question. So our first viewer question says,
got today.
my friend, dear Taco Talk Tuesday, my friend recently broke up with his fiance and got the ring back. Does the guy automatically get the ring back? What else does he get back? And they put in parentheses, cars, jewelry, sex tape, ha ha ha. But the question is, what else do you get back?
You gotta.
If you break up with somebody?
Yeah, when you break up.
Do you,
Go ahead, Ken.
as a female, do you want to keep that ring of a broken relationship? Really? Because you'll always have that to be like, yeah, this was supposed to be my wedding, but I didn't work out. So I mean, I don't necessarily want it back because I bought it for you. You can have it. I just don't want you. You can take everything else.
Yeah, I think it depends on the individuals that are in the relationship. Like he said, some people want to keep the things because it still means a lot to them, and some people want them back because they're like, hey, I bought this with the intention of us being together forever. If that's not gonna happen, I need to try to
So
get
you
some
give
kind
it
of
back?
money. If I was the guy or the girl.
If your fiance broke up with you,
You would give the ring back.
If my fiance broke up with me, if it was less than 2 carats, I would give it back.
She's stabbing people
Well,
for
they-
turkey, so
You,
she break
never
up
know.
with, she break up with her.
Stabbing folks. Over stuffing.
but the question also is, what else do you get back? Like, do you that box of stuff, that you keep?
No, if
from
I
the
give somebody
relationship?
something,
Like, you have it,
unless
you
we're
have it.
sharing it, like if we're, trying to co-parent a dog or something like that, if we went in on a TV or something like that.
We're
I
gonna
don't know.
decide who keeps that dog at that point.
Well, it's easier said than done. But if it's just like you said, rinky dink stuff, I bought you some cologne, I bought you a pair of Jordans or stuff
yeah.
like that, you just keep it.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want to
it's
see
like,
you.
If it falls apart, if it amicably, I think I said it right, then it's like, hey, we breaking up, keep it moving, have what you have a good life. Even if it's rough, you're like, take it, I'm out. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think for me, I think as a guy, the ring gotta come back. Like, if you want to keep it, that's cool. But
you gonna give it to somebody else?
No, I'm saying I come back because I'm trying to get some kind of
Get
money
that
back.
money
Or I'm
back.
trying to sell it.
Credit.
I'm trying to sell it. Yeah, at least give me the credit back so I can, when I move on, I can get a new ring. Because you don't want to. That's tacky to use the same ring.
I was
So I'm
gonna
just
say,
saying.
you might as well keep it.
I'm kind of, I don't know. 'Cause
If you spend
depending
$8,000,
on-
$12,000
I was
on a
gonna
ring,
say,
you like, okay, take
on
it.
a ring, definitely I want that
Yeah, the
back.
ring. That's all I'm
But
saying. Anything
I'm
else?
just thinking
is
about like it depends on what it is. If I
Just
bought
in
you a
general.
shirt,
Right.
Yeah, I'm just
shoes,
talking about the
you
ring.
can
Yeah, like
keep
I
that
feel like
shit.
people try
But-
to make an issue over that just to have a reason to keep in touch with their
Right,
exes.
and
It's
if
like,
you
oh,
did-
I need my
I need my
jersey back.
sweater.
No, you don't.
And she'd be like, I want my panties.
If it's something of like a heavy monetary value, I want that shit back.
Yeah, but okay.
It's
I
a
say
L.
the ring. The ring is. I just think that should go back. But I'll say like anything like if you bought your chick a car, you gotta let her keep that car. You can't get a car back. You can't get. You know what I'm saying? You think you can take a car?
I mean, I feel like I would want a car back
Is
before
that
I want
car
a
in your
ring
name?
back.
That car is in your name?
Yeah, if it's
I'm
in my
getting
name,
that fucking car. I'm getting that car back.
Yeah, if it's in my name,
Yeah, I would want the car back
Like
before
I
I
said,
want a
something
ring
of a
back.
heavy monetary value.
I'm taking that one back.
But I'm saying if you bought it for
keep that ring,
her,
they take
I
this car
don't give a
back.
fuck with bitch.
if
I
you
hope you
bought
still got your bus card.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, if I bought a car and she drives,
And it's
it's
in
in
your
my
name,
name, it's
right.
coming back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything like
anything of like great. Like I said, you keep the T-shirts, you keep the cards,
Right.
All the other
all the
bullshit.
gifts. I hate when people try gifts though, like a watch or something. You can't.
Well, you can
Give me my
keep
watch
that.
back.
I mean,
But
but,
as a-
yeah, if I
like-
get you a car, an engagement
Yeah,
ring,
anything that I'm still paying on, I'm gonna need to get that back,
So, yeah, if I'm still making payments
Okay,
on
so
this ring,
question.
Including the vagina.
Before we move on to the next,
including yourself on
before we
plan.
move to the next question, have any of you on the panel ever broken up and asked for something back?
Oh no. I'm like when I'm done, I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
Like
that
I'm
shit.
not looking back. I don't.
yeah, when it's over, it's time to move on. Like, if
What
it's
was the
bad,
question?
I'll burn the bridge up
Have you
and
ever
throw the
asked
bomb
anything
into the
back?
city that
Right.
it
Any past relationship?
No.
Yeah.
I've never asked for anything back. I think I did ask for one
None of
hoodie.
y'all.
I asked for one hoodie.
I'm serious. Like
I asked for one hoodie.
I'm a very prideful person. Like you're not gonna make me
I agree.
feel like I'm not gonna make you feel like I need you for anything. Like
I asked for a
Exactly.
hoodie, but it was like a sentimental hoodie, like
the
from
hoodie?
like a football hoodie that was like mine.
You just trying
and
to
she
get back
kinda
in.
It was
got
just at the-
No,
it
I was
was
just
at
like,
her
hey, I
house?
want my hoodie back. That's like some memory. That's like history. When when I can run and stuff.
I'm the only kid, so it's hard for me to even give you something into the
Oh,
first place.
you only child syndrome.
Right, it's hard for me to
and
give
I'm
you
very
that.
giving in
And if I give it
relationships,
to you, then it's
but
yours.
trust me, I'm not.
It
ain't
I'm
gonna be
better off
mine.
without it.
But you know, I give a lot of shit that you can't get back anyway. Like I take you out to eat all the damn time. You know, we might do a little vacation, some shit you just can't
can't really
physically
take that.
take.
I'm not getting this
But
time.
yeah, I never
back.
asked
Did
for
I waste
Right.
nothing like that
exactly.
back. That's tacky.
Sick. All right, so next question. Dear Taco Talk Tuesday, 10 years ago, I got out of an abusive relationship.
good.
However, recently we started talking again.
Wow.
Is this Janae?
Right.
Janae, you watch this?
Oh,
All right.
man.
Shout out
It
to
wasn't
Janae.
so.
Nice.
It wasn't super abusive. I mean, we both did damage to each other.
You're trying to talk yourself into going out.
Emotional. We got to hit a question. Emotional scars, a staple in the head here. Jail time there. Bruises, black eyes. Nothing life threatening though. Plus, we were very young when it happened. They say time heals all wounds, and we've both grown as individuals. So here we are a decade later, and we still clearly care about one another. Now we're at the age where we both want to start families. What do you think about us getting back together, getting married, having some babies, and living the good life? Is it possible? Signed,
with
the
Staples.
new kind of love.
With
Your name is-
Staples
if your
in their
name is
head.
Janae Rice,
Let me
right?
just say,
What is it, Hayes
Staples.
and Black?
Who? What are you? Did you like? Bitch, I'll staple you in.
Right.
Like, what the
She
fuck
got
is-
hit so hard that she had to get her head stapled. Like that's
Dog.
a gash.
I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna judge anybody. Some people, I don't know. Some people they got that crazy kind of love. They put their hands on each other. If that's what you do, I'm not saying I condone it, but whatever.
But you
but
gotta
at the
bring
same
them.
time, I would not want to be back in a relationship like
Why
that.
would you want to be back in
But
that?
first of
I
all,
would-
it's a risk for you to go back in that situation. However you want to live your life by yourself, but once you start bringing kids into the situation
Exactly.
too, that changes everything.
Do you believe people grow that much? Where, like, say,
I
it's been
think
a
you can
decade,
grow
it's been
up.
10 years.
I think you can grow
think
up. You
people
probably
grow
got
up.
counseling. You can change. But I mean, once somebody put their hand, you hit me. We not friends. Like just in
Right.
regular
You
life.
can't-
So
I
how
just
are
think
you?
you can't get over that.
I don't know. I don't. I know, especially for
What do you
females.
think
Females
is
are
a
very
very
emotionally
you
attached.
sitting over here in a little.
I mean, I feel like crazy people deserve crazy people.
Yeah, I
and
do
it's
think
somebody for everybody. If y'all are crazy together, I mean, but you can get together, you can have kids together, but being happily ever after are two different things. So I think y'all should, if you want to be together, be together.
And
but
define happy.
My thing, she
Happy.
said it was abusive, but not that abusive.
Yeah, not super abusive.
just staples
yeah.
in the head. Just staples.
Not
in the
super
head.
abusive. A black eye here and there.
I didn't
jail,
die, so it
staples.
You
wasn't
said a
super
black
abusive.
eye here and there. Like, what?
That's what they said. Didn't they say a staple,
Oh, okay,
black
okay,
eye,
okay,
jail
okay.
here and there? Like a black eye is super abusive to me.
Okay.
Any type of
Yeah.
listen, just be safe for your safety. Just be safe. That's a lot.
Y'all sound crazy. Hell no, you shouldn't get back together. You went to jail. I mean, you went to jail because of a domestic.
I don't think you should get back together
I don't
again,
think
but
you
that
should,
don't
but I'm
mean
saying do
that
what
don't
you
mean
do.
she ain't gonna. She
I mean, but I don't think they need to go and I don't think that you need to be tarnishing other people. Like I feel like people who have these types of issues, like you said, the need to put their hands on people or to physically assault somebody to express themselves.
Right.
These are people who have something wrong at the core. Like it's something internally that's wrong. So there's no point in getting into a relationship with a healthy functioning adult if this is how you operate. Go ahead and get back with your ex and y'all can beat on each other all night. Leave me
Don't
alone.
bring kids into it.
Did you say y'all can beat on each other all night? So if they bring kids into it, what them kids gonna turn out to be like?
Abusive,
I mean,
crazy,
or something's going on. That
I mean,
that's a
sometimes
kid.
kids, having kids helps people see the
like
light.
grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a 10-year span. So maybe this dude probably got some help, some counseling, something.
No,
Who
what
says
happened?
it's the dude though? Maybe why not?
Right, what happened
Let it
was
go.
over the 10 years,
It
they
could be
both
either way.
realized how crazy they were because they tried other relationships and nobody else was
worked
putting up
out.
with their
Right,
nonsense.
so
And
then
then
nobody
they
else
ended
in
up,
the 10
right, they ended up back
Nobody else,
together.
right.
So now y'all gotta make it work.
But people, okay, we agree people change, but do they really change or do they just learn to just not
I think
do
people
that
can
shit?
change, but if whoever that person or thing was is introduced back into their life, I feel like that could be a trigger. And old
I don't
habits
think
could
people,
come
but
back.
that's not change. That's just you putting it on the back burner for now. Like if a change means that I
It's
don't.
almost like a dog with a muzzle.
Right, exactly. Like people don't
what?
change.
A dog with a muzzle.
What kind of Chicago/Mississippi Tennessee, Ridley, Tennessee?
Anyway, all right. So hopefully we helped you guys out with those questions. Again, we're gonna take another quick break. We'll be right back. Tell you guys what we're obsessed with this week.
Show it sideways, smack it in the air. Legs move it side to side, smack it in the air. Legs move it side to side, smack it in the air. Show it sideways, smack it in the air. Smack it in the air. Legs move it side to side, smack it in the air. Smack it.
You don't like that, man?
All right, you guys. So now we're gonna tell y'all what we have been obsessed with this week. We're gonna start at the end and work our way down.
I guess my obsession is like it's just a little lighter because I don't want to go too deep, but like the Food Network and cooking shows and channels, stuff like that, like Chopped and Cutthroat Kitchen and all these, not really the bacon ones, but just to see people take like things and make it into art is kind of cool for me to watch. And I always be in my kitchen trying to find ways to just make stuff that I have.
Oh shit! You could have catered Taco Talk.
I probably could have.
Right.
I could have put that together. But yeah, that's kind of my obsession. I can literally sit at home and just watch the Food or Travel Channel and be perfectly fine, learning new stuff, figure out how things work. It's almost like, I mean, I'm an actor, but it's almost like another way of creativity. And I like to cook anyway because it's peaceful and you get to chill out and
Creative
get your mind
expression.
out. Get your mind out. So
That's dope.
Yeah.
Sparkle, how about you?
So my new obsession is I'm really looking forward to seeing Top 5, the Chris Rock movie.
It's playing Tuesday tomorrow.
I'm going to a screening on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the last one was Tuesday. But
But I do want to actually support it. 'Cause anybody who knows me knows Chris Rock is like
I like Chris Rock.
my number one favorite comedian, and I love stand up anyways, and it has like a lot of great stand up comedians in it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and laughing.
That's really good. Like y'all would not be
heard it was
disappointed.
really
I
good.
saw it twice.
Oh, you saw it?
I've seen it. I've seen 2 of the screenings. Y'all,
Okay.
it's good.
Man, I gotta go see that.
Cool.
Bobby?
Sparkle took my session from last week, but whatever.
Oh, I
No, I'm playing. I'm messing with you. Nah, you can recycle. No, I'm playing. I'm joking. No, but I always come with the heavy, serious stuff. I don't know. But okay, so I found out today actually. Everything is fast these days. I'm obsessed with getting back to keeping in contact with people. I found out today. One of my homegirls from back in the day. I found out today she died way back in. What's the 5th month?
May.
I was about to say March. May. And I found out because her thing came up on my Facebook. Has a birthday. So I went to comment and I saw all these people like, happy birthday, cousin, RIP, da-da-da-da. I was like, what? And I was like, it messed me up. And so I went down, back to May, and it's where you kind of figured out that it first happened. I was like, man. So I just want to say, Twitter, texting, everything is nice, but when you have friends, just try. I mean, I know we all say we're going to get together for drinks, we're going to do lunch, we're going to do happy hour, but just try and be cognizant of that and actually do it. Put something on the books, on the calendar, and go through with it, because
Tomorrow's not
that
promised.
shit crazy, man. She was 28, had 4 kids. That's crazy.
What was her name?
Anyway,
Well, damn, Bobby.
Harris.
So my obsession this week, I don't know if I'm obsessed with or if it's just something I really, really like. The St. Louis Rams, they came out at their game doing the hands up, for Mike Brown and everything that's going on in Ferguson right now. And I really thought it was dope. They got in a little bit of trouble with the NFL. The officers were saying that it's disrespectful because the people that come out and protect their football game, were there, and they just found it to be kind of disrespectful. But they're not getting any kind of penalties or anything for it. But I just thought, seeing people to actually stand up for something, and they probably knew, we could get in trouble for this, but with their own, minds and at their own will, they stood for something that they believed in.
Yeah, and I think that that's important. Like, it doesn't matter whose side you're on or who you agree or disagree with. Just stand for what you believe in, and think for yourself.
I think it's fitting. I'm just gonna comment. I think it's fitting because like those same police officers that are racist and shit out there in Missouri, they're gonna go home and watch the Rams game. Like you hate black people or you whatever, but then you gonna turn around and cheer for these black dudes that are playing. So I think it's like, it's a great thing. Like,
said if
don't be offended now.
If they love black people like they love black culture, we might be okay.
True.
That's deep. So, y'all, we're going to end it on that this week. King, I want to thank you for coming out tonight. Let everybody know where they can find you guys.
You can find me at KingOr06 at everything. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Shout out to the Bruz this week because it's our Founders Day on the 4th. Sorry, Jeff. You know how it goes. And also, you can find my production company at Alpha Dog ENT on everything, too. It's DAWG.
You can find me at _Make It Sparkle, Instagram and Twitter.
At Bobby Ray Jr. JR. At Bobby Ray JR, Instagram, Twitter, and BeyondDapper.com.
You guys can find me on everything at Jeffro5, JEFRO 5. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will not be here next week. We'll be back December 16th with the all-new show for you guys. Please continue to like, share, and support Taco Talk Tuesday. If you have questions, if you want to be at the table, just email us. It's tacotalktuesday@gmail.com, and we will see you guys next time.
See, like yesterday, I remember what you said to me. I remember what you did to me. You don't really know what you meant to me. If we was meant to be, then. But nah, you just wanna and never get back. In all them years, I can never get back, boys.